Hello and welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of sports. And we're back at it again with Boom Buster Believable, where we're continuing to work our way through the Big Ten, breaking down their men's basketball teams and their outlook for the rest of the season. Coming in at preseason number 6, today we're looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, Ohio State, oh boy. They had obviously preseason number 6. They currently stand at 11-15 and 3-12 in the conference. Obviously, they had some decent expectations coming into the season, but they're currently sitting at 13th, only ahead of Minnesota in the Big Ten, and things are not looking great for them at the moment. Looking at some of their key players, Bryce Sensabaugh is a freshman forward who has been sort of the heart and soul of their offense for this year, averaging 16.4 points, 5.2 rebounds per game, and shooting 80.5% from the free throw line, as well as 43% from three. And then on the flip side, you have somebody who seems like a seventh-year senior, and Justice Suing, currently sitting at 12.4 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game. Following that, you've got their main big man, Zed Key, at 11.1 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 1 block per game. And another guard, Bruce Thornton, who has done well for them lately, has got himself up to 9 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game while shooting 37% from three. This is a team that their offense really revolves around Bryce Sensabaugh having a good game. Now they have some pretty good pieces around it. Justice Suing obviously is their second leading scorer. He has his ups and downs where some games he looks great and other games he's just plain off. Another guy who's come up big for them lately is Sean McNeil. When he shoots the ball well from three, that's helped them a lot, but their problem is defense. Taking a look at their KenPom rankings, their adjusted offensive efficiency sits at 25th in the country, so they have a pretty good offense, but their adjusted defensive efficiency is all the way down at 111th. That is not good, and that's rounds out for an adjusted efficiency margin of 58th, while their adjusted tempo sits at 223rd. And they have played a tough schedule this year. Their strength of schedule is 18th, and that very much shows with their record. Some of their key wins and losses earlier on in the season, what now looks like a pretty great win at home against Rutgers, 67-66 on December 8th, as well as a win at Northwestern, which we've seen what their home court is like lately, 73-57 on January 1st. But that's where things sort of started to fall off the map. And two of their worst losses over the span of the last couple of months is at home against Minnesota, 70-67 on January 12th. And yes, Minnesota in the Big Ten is 1-12, and that one win comes against Ohio State. So it does kind of make sense with those two at the bottom of the table, as well as they have a loss against Michigan State at home, 62-41, just recently here on February 12th. So you could definitely tell their offense was not clicking in that one, and it hasn't been pretty as of late. The Ohio State Buckeyes in general are the team version of a tale of two halves. From starting off the season 10-3, they even cracked the top 25 at one point. They were 2-0 in the Big Ten at the time, to then dropping 12 of their next 13 games. The Buckeyes have been reeling ever since the turn of the new year, starting off with a near home upset against Purdue, 71-69, which was foiled by Fletcher Lawyer's game-winning three. Offensively, as I talked about, it's been Bryce Sensabaugh and company. The freshman forward has led the charge in nearly every game that he's played in, but recently they've tried, switching things up to get something else in terms of productivity, with bringing him off the bench, and as you can probably tell, that hasn't changed much of anything for the outcome of games. Despite their offensive struggle at times, the main issue is their defense, which, as you can see by looking at the discrepancy between their offensive and defensive efficiency in the KenPom rankings that we looked at earlier. Over the course of their last 13 games, where they've lost 12 of them, their opponents are averaging 73 points per game. And when you can't score consistently combined with giving up 70-plus points per game, that's definitely not a recipe for success. The Buckeyes will look to shake some things up with their pretty tough last couple of weeks of Big Ten play, as things do not get easier as they travel to West Lafayette on Sunday to try to continue the train of losses for the Purdue Boilermakers that they've gotten over the past week or so. And then Penn State comes to town next Thursday. But that's going to be all for us today. We're going to keep breaking down the rest of the Big Ten teams before the madness begins. And I love seeing all the activity and comments on some of these videos. So keep bringing the energy, and we're going to keep bringing you more and more college basketball as the countdown to Selection Sunday continues. But here on the channel, the NFL season is officially wrapped up. So check out all of our NFL content from this season. And Drew and Andrew will start up some MLB content again as opening day gets closer. But if you want more from us, like and subscribe, check out some of our other videos. And until next time, peace.